In July of 2023, the James Webb Space Telescope captured a signal from a galaxy that, according to every law of physics we know, should not exist. This is not science fiction. This is real data, and to this day, no astronomer has been able to fully explain it. Somewhere between the light of ancient stars and the edge of our understanding, Webb found something researchers are now calling an impossibility. Here's what we know. In late 2022, just months after launch, Webb detected several massive galaxy candidates. According to the standard model of cosmology, galaxies this large simply shouldn't have had enough time to form so early in the universe's history. If confirmed, discoveries like this wouldn't just challenge one theory. They could force scientists to rewrite the timeline of the universe itself. To understand why this matters, you need to understand what Webb was built to see. Unlike Hubble, Webb doesn't just look far away, it looks back in time, capturing light that has traveled for over 13 billion years to reach us. The farther away an object is, the further back in time we're seeing. And when Webb pointed toward one of the earliest, darkest corners of the observable universe, it found something that didn't fit the model. Galaxies that appeared fully formed, structured, and massive, at a point when the universe itself was barely 300 million years old. Researchers gave them technical names: Glass Z12, Glass Z13, sterile labels for what may be one of the strangest discoveries in modern astronomy. Some of these candidates appeared to be up to 100 times more massive than current models say should be possible. Now, before you assume this is just another headline exaggeration, stay with me, because what happened next is where this story gets genuinely strange. When the first data came in, teams of astronomers around the world rushed to double-check it. Because if these galaxies were really as massive and as old as they appeared, it would mean something had gone fundamentally wrong. Not with the telescope, but with our understanding of how the universe began. The most likely explanation, many scientists agree, is more mundane than it first sounds. Distant, extremely bright objects can sometimes be misread. Their true distance miscalculated, their age overestimated. Follow-up observations in the following months did revise several of these galaxies to more expected ages. But here's what unsettles even the skeptics. Even after every correction, even after every recalculation, a handful of these galaxies remain stubbornly, inexplicably too advanced for their age, and nobody has been able to fully explain why. But Glass Z13 isn't alone, and that's the moment this stopped being a story about one anomaly and became a story about a pattern. In May of 2026, nearly 3 years after the first anomaly was logged, Webb turned toward another distant galaxy and found something almost as strange. This one wasn't too massive or too old. It simply wasn't spinning. Every large galaxy ever observed rotates. According to every measurement taken of this one, it does not. Then, just weeks ago, a separate team announced something even harder to explain. 31 ancient quasars, blazing with energy from a time when the universe itself was only 670 million years old. Objects that, by every existing model, shouldn't have had the mass or the fuel to shine that bright, that early. 3 separate anomalies, 3 separate research teams, 3 completely different instruments and methods, and all of them pointing toward the same unsettling possibility, that the early universe simply did not behave the way we've spent decades assuming it did. There are 3 leading theories. The first, our measurements are still imperfect, and time will resolve the discrepancy as it has before. The second, Galaxies in the early universe formed stars far faster than we ever imagined, a process we simply haven't modeled correctly yet. And the third theory, the one that keeps some physicists up at night, is that our entire model of how the universe began, the Big Bang timeline itself, may need to be reconsidered. To be clear, no scientist is claiming the Big Bang didn't happen. What they're saying is more subtle, and in some ways, more fascinating. The early universe may have been a far more chaotic, far more productive place than our models ever accounted for. Which means the galaxy Webb detected in July of 2023 isn't proof that physics is broken. It's a signal, a very real, very measured signal, that we are still missing pieces of the story of how everything, including us, came to exist. Every civilization in history has looked up and asked the same question: how did all of this begin? For the first time, we have an instrument sensitive enough to actually test the answer, and the answer it keeps returning is more complicated than any of us expected. Not wrong, not broken, just incomplete. And in science, incomplete might be the most exciting word there is. So, when you look up at the night sky, remember, some of that light left its source before Earth even existed. And somewhere in that ancient light, the universe may still be keeping a secret we haven't fully decoded. If this unsettled you, remember, the universe is a massive system, and we've barely begun to decode its data. New anomalies are being discovered every single day. Subscribe to initiate tracking on our next target. And tell me in the comments, measurement error, or something we're not ready to explain yet. Out there, the data never stops being strange.